everyone, I'm Nikki from the design team, and today I'm going to do a card, actually two cards, that I'm going to call the 2-for-1. So I don't like throwing away scraps, and we're going to make this birthday cake and use its little icing dies to make a shaker card and to make another card, a Slimline. So I'm going to show you what all I use. This is the Royal Blue Pearl Mix. I really love this color. I feel like it matches the Birthday Essential paper really well. And then I'm going to use some of this Birthday's Essential. What I love about Kat's packs of paper is that they're double-sided and you get lots of colors that coordinate. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut my cake out. This is going to be our first part of our shaker, so I'm going to make this the center of this card. And I'm going to keep my cutout because I'm going to use that piece on another coordinating card. So if you haven't had a chance yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button to Kat's channel. We have lots of fun tutorials on it and would love to have you there. So I'm going to use some glitter paint, which is basically like a paste. So like if you have stencil paste and that kind of stuff, it's kind of thick. So what I'm going to do is spread it on a piece of white heavy weight cardstock, and then I'm going to cut the icing from the set out. I'm going to die cut it once it's dry. So you could die cut the pieces and spread this on them, but I feel like it makes it a little easier for me to make spots on my paper, get it the right consistency and not make it too thick, and then go back with the die and cut it after it's dried for 24 hours. Here's what that looks like. I cut it out with the die, and then you've got this really sparkly piece right here. So I really like doing this just to add some different, I don't like to use just plain glitter. So I think this looks really great. It's gonna look good on that cake as icing. So I went on and put my piece of acetate on the back of this, and I've sealed it down with some double-sided tape. Now it's time to go in with foam tape strips and make ourselves a window here. So I'm just going to go around this, make a window, and then I'm going to show you how I prep this area. So I've got my shaker window. Now I need to add powder. This is Kat Scrappiness's new powder tool. I love this thing. So much powder comes out, the right amount, not excessive. And the type of powder really makes a difference, I feel like. So I'm getting all these edges. It also just helps de-static this little window of acetate, which sometimes will, different kinds of confetti will kind of stick to it. So I'm getting all of my sticky parts. I run my finger over it to make sure I don't feel anything sticky. And if I do, I add a little bit more powder. So now I'm going to add my glittery pieces to the front of this card. You could just leave the shape of the cake, but I think it looks really cool having the icing on the outside. It just gives it a cool look to the window. So I'm going to use double-sided adhesive because if I used glue, it may squeeze out behind this and get on my acetate window, and that would cause it to be a little bit, kind of cloudy in that area. So behind this, I'm going to put another piece of the coordinating paper from Kat Scrappiness, but look at how cute that extra sparkle to the front of this card looks, and look how awesome it looks with a coordinating piece of paper. So we're going to make this a shaker card and just do a simple sentiment on it. I'll show you how we put it together. So I'm going to use some regular confetti, but I'm also going to use these royal blue pearls. So what I'm doing is putting these down on the paper where they'll be seen in the picture. So I'm going to glue them to the back of the paper, so these will be stationary. And the reason that I'm doing that is because with these pearls, they a lot of times want to flip over to the back side when you're shaking them. So I like to glue some down in the area where they'll be seen and then add my other parts of a mix and have that shake around. So I keep putting my front panel over it so that I'm not wasting pieces of this blue, that it actually is seen. And I'm going to put some blue on each layer of the cake. I'm going to show you how I did the sentiment. I'm going to heat emboss in white on black paper with Kat Scrappiness's Happy Day stamp set. We'll use some Versamark ink. Whenever you are going to white heat emboss on black paper, it is always dangerous so you want to make sure you use some powder. I love her new powder tool. It does turn the paper white, but it easily wipes off with a rag after you're finished with your heat embossing. I'll show you the final result and you'll see. So I think it looks amazing. I used a microfiber rag to wipe it off, just a dry one, and it takes all that powder off. So with this, I really like how these clear confetti and the pearls look on the inside of the shaker window. Remember, the pearls are stationary, but you can still shake around the rest of the card. So now we're going to do the icing for the next card. So we're going to use our cake that we had, and we're going to use some Nuvo drops to color this blue. I feel like this is another thing I forget about a lot of times, and like I said, I saw it in my drawer, it was the right color, and I just thought this would make a really nice looking icing. So I'm just going to color these pieces in and let them dry for a couple of hours before I stick them on my next card. But you just remember, you got lots of different things in there that just add some extra little detail to your die cuts and really can make your cards stand out. One thing with the Nuvo drops is I don't go all the way around the edges because I don't want it to stick down. So there is a little bit of white on the edges. Some people like that. I decided I would just grab a Copic marker and color the edges so that you're not seeing any of the white paper that's behind it. I do this all the time just to make it look like it's a solid color. So don't forget, you've got so many options to color things if they're not exactly the way you wanted them. So let's put these pieces of icing on our little cake here. Look how cute they look. I love these pieces, and I love using that, using something extra for the icing. So with these, it was Nuvo drops. With the last one, it was a glittery paste. So we're going to use this, and we're going to make ourselves a Slimline card. So I grabbed some more paper from the paper pack. It is really cute. These stars look so great, and it's so nice that you can just match all the colors of paper. It makes it so easy. This outline right here is of Happy Birthday. It's a new shadow die that Kat Scrappiness has, and what I decided to do, I thought about just putting it right here with its shadow, but I've decided I'm gonna make it a shaker window. So that's one nice thing about shadow dies. They look really cool as the shaker window, and then you can take the words and put them in the middle and have shaker elements behind it. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm putting my double-sided adhesive, and then I'm going to add some acetate. One nice thing Kat Scrappiness has is she has acetate that is sized to like A2 cards, to mini Slimlines, and it gives you lots of little small pieces that you don't have to cut around. So I'm going to use one of those, and then we're going to build up the back of the shaker card and get the sentiment ready. So I cut this out of a nice white paper, and I'm going to use a Copic marker to color. So I'm still going to use the Nuvo drops to go over this. I just decided that I wanted the sentiment part to be a little bit darker, make sure it stands out against that shaker window. So I'm also going to go ahead and color it with some blue, and then do blue Nuvo drops on top. So the blue that I'm using is B18. Now that I have it completely colored, I'm going to use those same Nuvo drops, and I'm going to put them on top. Now, could you do this in glossy accents? Yes, you could. Glossy accents will show the color underneath. I was just going for a little bit darker blue than this, and I'd already used this blue, so I wanted it to kind of match my icing. So here's what it looks like. I think it just looks really cute. So with the next part, I am going to use some of the paper from the paper pack, Birthday Essentials, and this plain red comes in there, and it really matches this R46. I don't like seeing the white edges of paper, and since the core of this is white, I'm going to go along the edge with my R46 and just make this a solid red. So I'm using some of those same clear circle confetti, which I really like, especially when you've got lots of color going on your card. It's just perfect. So I'm going to fill up this and take all of my sticky off my shaker card, add my little cake that we made, and show you how cute this is. So I put the cake on. One little thing that I did, you can always hang on to the part that makes the top of your eye, but it always looks so cute to add something fun there. And since I had these blue pearls that we used on the last card, I decided I would coordinate by adding some of those blue pearls, one as the little eye on the happy birthday and a couple around the sentiment. That wraps up our 2-for-1 card. I hope you had a great time today here with me. I had so much fun showing you all this. Everything that we used today will be linked in the description below. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you can see more videos by Kat Scrappiness. And if you're going shopping today, make sure to go through those links. Have a great day. Bye.